Where can you come and take a language lesson, go to a spa or do exercises, or take a dance course? Well, where else but right here in downtown Summit. I'm Emmy Havis, and this is Meet the Merchants. Being in business for over 30 years in the downtown here, I know a lot of the merchants that are here and who have been here. But actually, believe it or not, there's some that I have never met. And coincidentally, today we're going to meet 3 people that I have never talked to before. So I'm really excited in finding out about their businesses and about them and being able to introduce you to them too. So let's go over to Berlitz and see what's going on there. Andiamo. This is Berlitz, and I'm here with Nancy Colfus Perry, who runs Berlitz in Summit, who is the head person here. And Nancy was nice enough to have us stop by today and talk a little bit about Berlitz. Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you, Amy, so much for visiting us and giving us this opportunity to speak about Berlitz and our language programs.
Our pleasure. Now, Berlitz is a name that has been around for a very, very long time in the language business. Tell me how it got started.
Absolutely. Berlitz has been around for more than 138 years. It was founded by Mr. Maximilian Berlitz in Providence, Rhode Island, and the company has actually currently more than 500 learning centers all over the world in more than 70 countries. In New Jersey, we have our learning center in Summit. There's also another location in Ridgewood and in Princeton. And the headquarters are also located in Princeton.
So you have quite a presence in New Jersey as well as around the world. Very interesting. And how long have you been here?
Berlitz has been in Summit for approximately 30 years. I have been at this location for 1 year. I've been with Berlitz for 4 years.
Mm-hmm. And how did you get involved in Berlitz? What did you do before that brought you to here?
Well, it's a long story, but basically I started working for Berlitz as a Spanish and Portuguese instructor. I'm from Argentina and I was raised in Brazil. Mm-hmm. And when I moved to the US, I really wanted to work with languages. So I started as a language instructor, then I became a manager of instruction, and now I'm the learning center manager for our branch in Summit.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, you have been here a long time, this office. So it's not only for adults.
No, we offer programs for kids, for teenagers, and we adults, of course. We offer private and group classes, and we have a wide variety of language, culture, and communication solutions which can be customized according to the students' needs. We offer cross-cultural programs. We can help people who are going to be relocated abroad, or maybe, expats, people who are going to be moving to the U.S. and they need to learn how to make business in the American culture. And we can really train people how to better understand cultural differences and improve their communication in general.
And it works the other way too. You also teach English here, right?
Oh, yes, absolutely. We have a lot of students who come from other countries and they need to learn the language. And we have 10 levels of proficiency, from an absolute beginner to a professional level. So we can help students with any type of needs. Our focus is on speaking and listening skills, supported by reading and writing. However, we can personalize the programs. So if it's an absolute beginner or someone who already has intermediate or advanced level of proficiency but needs additional support, for example, with the listening comprehension or with the writing skills, we can definitely help as well. We also offer pronunciation help to those students who would like to improve the pronunciation. And
that would be big for me.
Well, we can really customize the programs based on each student's needs. The great thing about our groups is that they are small. We have a minimum of 2 students per group and a maximum of 6. This allows people to really have lots of opportunity for participating actively, and the teachers are really great at providing feedback and letting all the students interact and participate actively.
Very comfortable. How many instructors do you have?
We have, this moment, we have around 30, 35 instructors in our location.
And what is one of the what do I say? More unusual languages that you're called upon to teach?
Unusual.
I mean, I know there really aren't any unusual, but to the person sitting out there, you know, you think French, Italian, Spanish, da 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 da.
Yes, well, here in Summit we offer Spanish, French, Italian, German, Arabic, Russian, Mandarin, Japanese. And if we receive a request for a language that we cannot deliver here in our center, we also offer Berlitz Virtual Classroom, which allows students to take lessons from the convenience of their home or office. And if it's a language that we cannot deliver here in Summit, we might have a teacher in some other city, some other state, and this way the student can learn the specific language.
Well, we're going to meet one of your other staff members here.
Absolutely.
And so let's go into one of the learning rooms and see if you can help me out with my French.
Of course.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I'm here with Dia at Berlitz, and Dia, you are the instruction manager.
Yes.
Tell me what that means.
Sure. So essentially, as instruction manager, I am working with our students and teachers to make sure that our classes are up to the level and the quality that we want them to be. It also means that I do recruiting, hiring, training for new instructors. So whenever we get a request or we have a shift in demand and we need new teachers, I'll take care of that. And then also kind of just working with curriculum and developing things, special programs. It could be kind of tweaking a program we have to adjust to what the client is asking for.
So it's really personalized service.
Yes.
Everything you do here.
Exactly.
Right. So with my high school French and a little traveling to France, help me a little. Let's. Why don't you show me how I could improve my French or my accent or my pronunciation?
I was like, I don't know if I'm the person to improve your French accent.
But
we have real French teachers for that.
Well, I'm going to put you on the spot with this.
Okay, so in general, with our kind of materials, we use a lot of visuals, especially for beginners or people who aren't maybe as comfortable with the language.
Sure.
So, for example, if we're going through a family, for example.
Okay.
So you took a little bit of French, you said?
Yes.
Okay. So we're testing both of ourselves then here.
All right. Well, that'll be good. That'll be good.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do a little family scene.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to switch to French.
Okay.
All right, so here
This is in Spanish, by the way. So, but we'll
Yeah.
switch it to French.
we're since you said you prefer
I'm not
French.
good with Spanish. I'll go with French.
Okay, so c'est la famille Michaud.
Oui.
C'est la famille Michaud.
Oh, la famille Michel.
Parfait. C'est Miguel.
Miguel. Le
C'est-
père.
C'est Miguel.
Miguel.
Miguel est le père.
Miguel est le père.
Parfait. Lucia est la mère.
Lucia est la mère.
Parfait. Et Albert est le fils.
Albert Albert
Et
est
le,
le
fils.
All right, male. Albert le female. Félix.
Albert est le fils.
Albert est le fils.
Parfait. Et Anna est la fille.
Anna est la fille.
Oui,
La jeune fille or just la fille?
oui, jeune fille. Aussi. Et c'est la famille Michaud.
La famille Michel. Great.
Perfect.
Okay. All right. So I remember a little bit about the family. It's not going to help me in a restaurant, but that's okay.
That's next lesson.
That's next lesson. Terrific. Well, thank you very much for having us.
My pleasure.
And thank Nancy for us, for giving us an overview. And it's just wonderful to meet everybody here. I know you from coming in the shop. Long time. But, this first visit to Berlitz is wonderful. And it's a very warm and inviting atmosphere.
Excellent.
And I think anybody who wants to learn a language for any reason would be, it would be a good idea to stop by and see you.
Excellent. Yeah, we try and make it as fun as we can.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you again.
Excellent. Thank you very much for stopping by.
I'm here at Exhale on Bank Street in downtown Summit, of course. And this morning I'm with Elizabeth Halfpat and Nicole. And this is a great space that used to be the back of the Summit Glassmith for those people who know a little bit about downtown. And Elizabeth, you are really kind of the originator here. Tell me what this is all about and how it came about.
Well, I'm part of the founding team of Exhale. There are 4 of us, and my husband actually being one of them as well.
Wonderful.
And we're from New Jersey.
Yes,
the 2 of
I
us.
read that.
Yes, we grew up, bred in New Jersey. And we started Exhale about 14 years ago in New York City. And my husband and I, Fred DeVito, we have developed all the fitness programming. And the bar program in particular, we were the originators of the bar program in New York City. And we are so thrilled to be in New Jersey now because we're back to our roots. And also we've expanded our program, right? Not just bar, right? We now have a cardio component. We have a yoga component. We have a HIIT class, Core Fusion Extreme. And we want to offer variety when our guests come in. So it's, everything is here.
Yeah. Well, that's what I thought was interesting when I was reading about you online on your website, that it is a combination. And I think it is important because one size does not fit all in clothing, in shoes, in anything. So why should it be that way with exercise? And I thought it was very interesting that you've tapped into what I think are the 3 most important things and put it all together. It's great.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
It feeds into one another, and we encourage our guests to mix it up. Right. One week you may do more bar. Next week you may do a little more extreme.
So you can jump around.
You can jump around. Absolutely.
Nicole, tell me about the classes. How often are they? Do they go on all day, or are they specific times?
We have classes that start at 5:30 in the morning, being that this is a big commuter town. Those classes are very popular times. And then prime times, 8:30, 9:35, 10:45s, and some noon classes. And then we go again 4:45 and 6:30. Our weekends are very active with men and women. Really? Absolutely. I think the most frequent question I get when some people call me on the phone and they said, I don't notice that you have a basic bar class or a basic class. And I always say to them, our teachers will always teach to every level, and we don't need to have a beginner class. They are very skilled and trained to know the abilities of each guest that walks through the door. Okay. And that's the importance of coming back more than one time to develop that relationship with a teacher in this type of atmosphere. Sure.
So if I came in as a beginner and I wanted to come to the 9:30 class, that's fine, because you will be able to take care of me as a beginner, and people who have been coming who are advanced can be in the same class. That's great. That's great. Because
it's progression.
Yeah.
Our philosophy of teaching our classes, position, alignment, and then how much you can do in a strengthening phase or a stretching phase. And we'll pace you accordingly. So we may have the professional athlete in the same class as someone coming in who's never exercised, never done a class, never been in a group fitness class. But we will push them, each of those individuals, to their nurturing edge in a safe way.
In a safe way, sure. And
fun.
Yeah, and fun. Oh, always fun. And that's the other thing. I think that people go to classes and they're afraid they're going to work too hard, or they do work too hard the first time because nobody is taking them along the road at the pace or the whatever to not go away with aching muscles and then not coming back again. What point is that? So that is important. That's very important. This space is wonderful here in Summit. How did you come to Summit? You're a New Jersey girl.
Yes.
And how did you come to Summit? How did you pick Summit?
We were invited to come to Summit.
Really? How nice.
Thrilled. We were very honored to come to Summit, New Jersey, especially my husband and I being from New Jersey. One of our other founders also is from New Jersey.
Right.
So we were thrilled. It's time. It's time. And we've been welcomed with open arms. And what's so interesting is I've been teaching fitness for quite a while, especially the bar program. And I'm seeing a lot of my former students from New York who've moved to New Jersey here in class. And I said, oh my God, I haven't seen you in years. Welcome back. Yeah. And Nicole has just been an amazing force here, knowing the community so well. And
Do you live in Summit, Nicole?
I live in a town over, but actually did live in Summit when I first got married. So, all the surrounding towns, and this isn't just a Summit heavy studio. I do want to, mention that we really are pulling from all different areas. I think that the attraction of this being a very popular place in New York, lots of people know this and will walk through our doors and say that. And we have, and for the sake of Summit, I will say we've had young people walk through the door and say, we're thinking of moving back to New Jersey, but we just saw Exhale, and that's like the icing on the cake. And I'm like, that is the best advertisement ever, but that's what is their happiness in New York, and now that's their last push to come to the suburbs.
Isn't that great? Right. And I think Summit is like that. That's what I find very attractive about the town. As we're standing here before, I see 3 of my customers walk by. So, it has a real community feel, and that's wonderful that people from there, because we do have a lot of transplants from New York and Hoboken or that work in the city. So it's nice to have them. Nicole, you were also telling me about some special things that you could do, special classes or get-togethers and things. Talk a little bit about that, because I thought that was kind of neat.
As the studio director, it's just my personal objectives are definitely to create this warm neighborhood community environment here. So we have so many regulars that are part of organizations and groups and just want to invite their friends here all the time. And people are very busy, and we always suggest we love to participate in fundraisers. We love to participate in team buildings. This month we're having a local skate group come and do a team building here, and then a young girls confidence building after that. And then we're having another law group come here, men and women, and take a bar class on a Thursday night, and then they can go out and have their
And party.
cocktails. Exactly.
Bar to bar.
But it all starts with one person here that loves this place and really wants to share it with their friends. We've done breast cancer awareness. We've done local fundraising for parents and families that are in need, and that's really fun for us. And it's a nice environment.
So you're a very large part of the community.
Yes, and I think what's also great that Nicole has also developed is parents coming with their children, or children who are in their sports, the high school children, they're in their sports. This is their sports training for their sports, right? Even the young girls, young boys, teenagers coming in.
It's so important. It's so important. And I was saying to Nicole, especially for young girls, to be able, young boys too, to be able to get that exercise component in their life, and it becomes part of what they do every day or think about every day. It's to get those habits established in the early ages so they carry them out to the old ages when more stressful, or you get older, and as we're saying,
Right,
keep
it's
the blood
embedded in
moving
you. Right.
and all of that.
Keep the mind. The
Yes,
mind
sharp.
believes, the
Yes,
body will follow.
that's right. That's right. It's so important. I also wanted to mention your location here, because Bank Street is a funny little street in town. It runs between Summit Avenue and Beechwood Road, and some people don't know where you are, but you have this great parking lot right out here.
Right.
Now you have wonderful exercise clothes here, terrific. There are 20 things I want to buy, and the great Swell bottles, which are wonderful too. So this is like such a quintessential Summit place. I have to tell you, being here as long as I have, this is what I think the town is all about. And you ladies are both wonderful. And I'm buying your book for my sister for Christmas, which is
thank you.
available here
Bar-
too, right?
Bar
Yes,
Fitness.
it's wonderful,
My
wonderful.
husband and I co-wrote that, and any questions, let me know.
Yes, I
And
will.
when see those
Yes,
biceps
yeah,
and-
get
and
those
thighs
apps going. Yep. So thank you ever so much for having us and sharing your story with us and this exciting place. And we hope you have a lot of new people show up. Thank you again.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
We're here with Nancy Turano at the New Jersey Dance Theater Ensemble in this magnificent, beautiful, light-filled room studio, one of the many studios that are here, and it is just an enchanting place, as is dance. So, Nancy, thank you so much for having us today.
Thank you for
really
coming in.
appreciate it. We were just chatting a little earlier. Tell me about this road that brought you to here. I know it's a long story, but it's so fascinating that I want to take a couple minutes and let you tell everybody about it.
Well, I was one of those young children that took a one-day-a-week ballet class, and I just fell in love with it. I was dancing around my house, but when I turned around 17, I knew I wanted to do that. There was nothing else I loved more than dance. So I auditioned for dance BFA in college. I went to SUNY Purchase in Westchester, got my degree, and got my first job with Ballet Hispanico before I even got out of school and was touring the world. And so I did that. I danced professionally until age 43. I got to travel all over the world, all over the United States, 49 states in the United States, dance for presidents, kings, queens, all these amazing individual. Truly a dream come true for a small girl from New Jersey. Absolutely.
Another New Jersey girl. We were talking to a couple of them at Exhale this morning. So this is wonderful. I know you spent time in New York, and you had your school in New York.
Yes,
Okay.
I work in New York. I lived in New York City for the last 32 years, and I work at the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater, which is one of the largest schools in New York, and many universities in New York City. So I've pretty much worked in every possible large organization for dance in New York City, and again in other countries and throughout the United States.
And then you came to New Jersey.
Well, you know, when I was dancing with Ballet Hispanico, I had that great opportunity of teaching little children when I was only 22 years old, and they were little 6 years old.
I must have loved you.
I had fun with them, and I was fairly young myself, but I really started to develop a methodology of how to train very little children. And from that, you know, I developed into being the rehearsal director at the company and the principal dancer in the company. So when we go on tour, I would also teach classes in all the universities and all the dance centers anywhere we went. So I developed my teaching skills significantly, and I would teach company class and so forth. So I really had a lot of skills, and I also wanted to be a choreographer. So in addition to dancing and teaching, I had this dream to create dances, and I started doing that. So I said, let me call up the schools where I danced. And the first school that was very significant, you know, besides my first small dance school, was actually this organization. And I trained here when I was 9 years old.
Amazing.
So
Full circle.
it has been a significant full circle. So I asked them, can I do a choreography for you? And they saw my resume and what I had done, and they said, actually, do you want to be the director? Because we have an opening in the position. And I went, okay, yes, that would be.
More than I bargained for, but yes.
It was literally just, it was a magical transition. So I was doing that, but I was only doing it on the weekends. So I still had all my other jobs dancing, and then I would come to New Jersey on the weekends, and I would work with this performing company that only worked on the weekend, the New Jersey Dance Theater Ensemble. And so I've now been the director for over 22 years. But during this period of time, I've really grown the concept of what this organization is. We now have this significant home in Summit.
It's beautiful. It's really beautiful.
Which I feel the same, which we're thrilled about to be in Summit. I mean, we feel that it's a great fit for our organization. There's so many people already, we feel that are culturally aware, that really support the arts, and we couldn't not have been in a better place.
Exactly.
So, and it's also 30 minutes from New York on the New Jersey Transit train.
Sure, perfect.
All of our faculty comes from New York City, most of them, almost 90% of them. So they take the train and it comes right there. It's 2 blocks away. So that's great. So basically we've developed this organization into pretty much the only unique organization like this in New Jersey. We're a conservatory-style organization that's set up very much like a university would be for dancers who are training. They take classes in classical ballet, point, modern, contemporary dance. We help mentor them to get into the top colleges. So 85% of our dancers get into the top colleges, and many of them with significant scholarships. So we have an audition process for the dancers, and what we're looking for in a dancer, it's a couple of things. One, we're looking for a really artistic young person that has the right physical capacity to do what we're asking them to do. And so in terms of artistry, we're looking for elements of musicality, focus, discipline to be able to control, and then there's the physical element because the body is the instrument. They have to have a great range of motion in their physical self, and sometimes we see a great artist and maybe their physical self is not so flexible yet, and we take a chance and they turn out to be this incredible artist.
How rewarding.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that's great. And the age goes from what?
well, the company, the New Jersey Dance Theater Ensemble Performing Company, we start age 10 to 17, to some of them are 18, high school seniors. And then our school, we start them as young as age 5.
Okay.
So the 5-year-olds will not get into the performing
No,
company,
not yet,
and they'll have a shorter schedule. You know, they'll come once a week, twice a week.
Yeah.
But as they go up the scale, they're going to spend up to 20 hours
Wow, really?
dancing and rehearsing. We have a full-length Nutcracker that we're performing at Montclair State University, and those dancers rehearse on the weekend, you know, up to 15 hours on a typical weekend.
Yeah.
Plus, they take they take their classes during the week.
Wow, that's
they're-
unbelievable. They're really
Yeah.
involved.
They are, and they're dedicated, and I would say that 85% of them go on for dance in college.
Yeah.
And a great number of our dancers are you know, have gotten jobs in the field, which is a very challenging field to get jobs in. So
Yes.
we're having a success rate, and we're really happy about that.
Good. I was also interested on your website as I was surfing around on it the other day that if you're not a dancer but you just love the whole idea of this school and want to support it, of course you could support it with donations, but you also look for
great.
volunteers who can come in and do things like work with cataloging your costumes and things like that. And you did show us your costume room. It really is. It's like dress up heaven in there. I loved it.
It is amazing. And you know, Emmy, you're right, because we would not be where we are today without the gracious support of so many volunteers that I cannot even begin to tell you.
Amazing how people step up.
We have people build our costumes for free. People mend the dancers, design the costumes. We have men that help us with our scenery in the theater, and you know, and a million other things. People that help us with photographing our dancers, they're photographers.
You have some wonderful pictures on your site, too.
Thank you. So yes, we would love, we have people that work in video with us. So there's so many areas where we could really use volunteers in any way, shape, or form. And absolutely, we're a non-for-profit company, so we also appreciate donations as well. But I wanted to say also that we built an alliance with the Reeves Reed Arboretum.
Oh, yes. I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah, so we created this outdoor dance festival called Incubate, where it's a 1-hour performance, 3 performances in the summer, where we bring the audience throughout the garden and we do a huge performance event with so many artists. So that's been really significant. Plus, we bring artists in residence, major New York choreographers that get to use our space here and build choreography, and then in turn they work with our young dancers. So they're having that kind of, you know,
partnerships.
partnerships.
We call them, yeah. Well, let's take a look at a little bit of the class, and I want to thank you ever so much for having us, Nancy. Thanks for joining us today. We had a wonderful time meeting some new people that I didn't know worked here in Summit, and I had a lot of fun learning about their businesses. I hope you did too. So till next time, I'm Emmy Havas, and this is Meet the Merchants.